Welcome back. As the war in Ukraine rages on, more people are stepping up to provide much-needed relief and aid during this time of crisis. And some of the latest are members within the dance community.
This is such an amazing story. Ballet dancer Kirsten Allen reached out to Ukrainian dancer Oleksii Potiomkin, who has put aside his passion to help fight the war. Well, the two of them are now fighting together, he in Ukraine and she in the United States, where she's launched a campaign to get supplies sent to Oleksii. And they join us now from Ukraine and California. Thank you so much for joining us. We can't commend you enough for what you're doing. Kirsten, I know that you two are good friends now, but you had never met before you reached out to him. Tell us a little bit more about how this partnership was born.
Sure. So I reached out to Oleksii. I always say the dance world is pretty small. A lot of us as professional ballet dancers tend to know each other or know people in common. We had never met, but we have several friends in common. So I reached out to Oleksii just to ask him how he was doing. You know, I was watching everything unfold on the news and just felt so heartbroken watching what is happening to the people of Ukraine. So I reached out to ask if I could help in any way and what he needed, if I could get something to him, anything from the U.S. that I could try to ship to Ukraine. I didn't realize it was going to be such a challenge to get items there. That has proven to be difficult, but we did it. We found a channel. We created a channel to get supplies to him in Ukraine.
I'm so glad that you all have that avenue to do that. Oleksii, we know that your wife and 4-year-old son had to flee the country. They left to Italy for safely. Tell me, how are they doing? How do you explain this all to your son?
Yes. Hello, everyone. And sorry for my English. I try to speak better. And yes, my family go to Italy from third times they try to do this, and for time it's happened, and they go to Hungary, then go to Italy. Yes, Italy people very give good houses and something like that. Yes, and son, we not say son about war, about something like that. We say about some part of play, you know, and we prepare him. We try to say him, and he remembering our names, where he live, what city, what country, if he's lost or something like that. So we try preparing maybe 2 weeks before start war. And he don't understanding about war, but he knows father stay at home. Bad people comes to my country, and he's like fight with him, something like that, and save our house. But it's like play, you know, so he don't understanding, don't need to say scary, something like that, you know.
Yes, I agree. I'm glad to hear they're doing well and that you're framing it that way to him. Oleksii, you're a ballet dancer. You're not a soldier, and yet here you are, taking up arms, doing whatever it takes to help your country. How has that been for you? That must not be easy.
Yes, before war I must have 2 performances, one premiere on Ballet Lileya in my theater, then gala in Dnipro, and big plans, you know. Then I can stay at home, just nothing to do, and I'm before have a training with paramedics. But it's just for myself. I never think about I'm be a soldier. But now in my level, I have a crew. It's a paramedical battalion hospitaliere we have in Ukraine. We help in civilians, our soldiers from first line, and enemies too, because we need our guys who in I don't know in English this in prison in Russia. We changes. So yes. We help everyone. So it's our work very important. We have guys who more work in first line with soldiers. I'm like middle. I'm in more safe place, and my crew. It's not like you never to know, and you take and go to first line for like meet. You know, no, we don't have this. We have like groups who spend for his short line or big work. So something like that.
And so, Kirsten, for people that are here in the States and we hear about what you're doing, how can people find a way to help you out with your campaign?
Sure. So I have purchased as many supplies as I can, and I started a donation link on my website so people can donate. I have had so many people ask me how they can help. And there is, I think many Americans, we don't know how to help. We want to help as best as we can and as immediately as we can. In fact, an interesting story happened to me. I was talking to Oleksii in Target here in San Diego. I was on a video chat with him, and I was saying, okay, do you need this? Do you need this? We're going through items that he needed. And a woman approached me after I hung up on the call, and she said, I overheard you talking to this, lovely gentleman from Ukraine. How can I help? And she just reached into her purse and took out $40 cash and just handed it to me. And then another woman walked by and she said, oh, are you shipping items to Ukraine? And then she pulled into her wallet and people just started handing me cash. So I've put everything, 100% of what I receive goes into purchasing more supplies and shipping these supplies and getting them to Oleksii and the other people that he's working with in his battalion. We're doing as much as we can. I mean, to have carved out that channel, I ship my items to Amsterdam, and then they find their way through Poland into the western side of Ukraine and then on to Kyiv. So we really have created a way to get these desperately needed supplies into Ukraine.
Kirsten, Oleksii, thank you so much for everything that you're doing and for taking the time to speak with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Know that everything that is donated goes directly towards this. You can find that on my website at kirstenbloomallen.com. And Oleksii, it's good to see you this morning. I always check in with him, make sure he's doing okay.
Thank you both.
Thank you both so much. Oleksii, we wish you nothing but the best, too. Daytime will be right back.